So I think for me, like, what the neighborhood is this is where we spend our time and energy. I'm grounded in this place. I'm not just in my home. My sense of place extends beyond my yard.
I think one of the biggest challenges in suburban neighborhoods is social isolation. This is something that we've struggled with as houses have gotten bigger, yards have gotten smaller, digital media has kind of taken over people's lives. And I sort of felt like this neighborhood didn't have something to connect it, didn't have something that really gave people a shared identity. I also had a 1-year-old daughter. And I thought, what is the kind of neighborhood that I want my daughter to grow up in? I want her to grow up in a connected neighborhood, one where there's a lot of trusting relationships between people. So this idea of a mural came up as a possible avenue for it. And I think the best thing about the mural was not the product itself, you know, the image on the street, but it's the process of doing it, the process of canvassing all the neighborhood, getting people talking about it, asking questions about, you know, do you want to be connected with the neighbors? Would you like to participate?
Parenting while painting, while kids are getting covered in paint and it's so hot, but everyone's like, you know, in it together, right? So we're all like trying to find enough water to drink and like trying to put our sun hats on because at least the first year was super, super hot that day. But it was great because the thing that really shocked me about it was how much work happened in such a short time. So there were a lot of people that showed up and everybody, again, was just like, yeah, we're ready. Like, everybody's, you know, sort of gung-ho about it. And when that's true, all these people show up and it's this massive project. But then, you know, it happened in one day, which I still find incredible.
I didn't know if 10 people were going to show up, honestly. I mean, it was kind of thing where I felt like I was on a little bit of a, you know, this is an effort that I was making, and I knew I had to put in a lot of the work to make it happen. But really the number of people in the community that, you know, said they were really interested in it was pretty small. But once something was happening, we had people out here, we had the tents up, you know, we had music playing, people kind of stopped by and kind of thought, oh, what's happening here? We made stickers, you know, people got to put the murals, you know, on a sticker. We had a paint station set up. But there was a whole painting process. But adjacent to that, you had, you know, one of the neighbors who's been here for 60 years. He was out here on the street, you know, what's happening out here? You know, he is mostly blind, so he couldn't quite tell what was happening. But he sat down in the shade and he chatted with, you know, some of the kids and connected with, you know, some of the other neighbors. So there's this kind of sense that we're having a block party, really, is what it amounted to. But there was a sense of purpose to it. It wasn't everyone meet, you know, from 2 to 5 and we'll have a block party. There was a sense that we're all working on something together. Curious about your impressions of the neighborhood and how you got engaged.
Yeah, so that's exactly right. So I moved literally like 3-4 days after the first mural painting, and I thought the mural looked really cool, but even though it just been painted a few days before that, to me it was just like a part of the neighborhood. I didn't reflect so much more about it than that. And fast forward 2 years later, it was time to like repaint the mural, and I was like tangentially involved a little bit with that, but really what made a big impression on me was taking part of that second mural repainting. There was literally like 100, 150 people coming together. Some people that I know very well that live in the neighborhood, and just people I've never seen, random people stopping by. But what I really distinctly remember from that event was how, you know, there was those little stickers that helped people know where to paint. And somehow I just decided to take a sticker and put it on the t-shirt I was wearing that day. And that felt really good. And I was why does it feel so good having the sticker on my t-shirt? And I realized that the mural, to me, started to encompass all the positive things that I think about when it comes to neighborhood, like people collaborating, like friendship, trust, you know, hope, you know, community. I felt like I could put all that in this little mural and stick it here. So in that experience and all that made me feel like I really want to get involved. People in a neighborhood like this all live in their separate homes, doing their things, not necessarily having something that, you know, we do together. So I think having a mural that needs a repainting, having an art gallery that everybody can participate in, put art in, having a shared space that everybody can take part in maintaining, brings people together. You know, it builds community. It's fun. It's, you know, I also have kids like yourself, and like seeing the kids like play together in that shared public space, it's just a joy. It's just so nice. And I think that, again, having something that's shared, you know, solves the problem of people being isolated.
So one of my hopes is that we've put a lot of effort in to try to engage people. Most of that engagement has happened through a small group of people, but this is not intended to be a, you know, exclusive club of people doing things. I think when I talk about, you know, engaging people where they're at, it's kind of a sense of looking for opportunities for someone else to be more involved. You know, maybe they have an idea for something they want to do. One of the things we found is that people start to feel like it's gotten so much inertia that they can't really get into it. So my vision for the future is just more people feeling comfortable that it's their space, you know, it's their neighborhood, it's their place that they can make an impact. So, I mean, 5 years from now, what I'd love is, like, if I'm not even here, I'm not even involved, and people are doing so many cool things because they've been inspired by this concept of sharing connection and sharing action.